Chain one, hit me. 99 problems, but a chain one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a chain one, hit me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome as we get set for a doubleheader weekend for Bellator MMA's debut here on the islands of Hawaii. Again, we welcome you. We first weigh in our competitors in the first night of our doubleheader weekend. Let's take a look at Saturday quickly first and come right back to tomorrow night's show. On Saturday, the Hawaiian champion, Alimile McFarland, will defend her flyweight title at Blaisdell on Saturday night, live on DAZN. We'll have the weigh-ins tomorrow, 24 hours from now, for the second half of this weekend's doubleheader. But first up, the show tomorrow night, live on Paramount Network, Salute the Troops, brought to you by Bellator MMA and the USO to honor the brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces. All of those and their family and friends will be admitted free of charge to tomorrow night's show at the Neil S. Blaisdell Center here in Honolulu. So we welcome all of the members of the United States Armed Forces tomorrow night. For any of them that we have with us here for the weigh-ins for tomorrow night's show, we welcome you and thank you for your service. As we get set to get things underway, just a quick comment. We will have a press conference for tomorrow night's live event here. If you'd like to stay, those members of the press conference will be here on the stage at 1 p.m., streamed live. And again, we'll reset the room and have that press conference for tomorrow night's show right here at 1 o'clock today. Now, let's get to the particulars for the weigh-ins for tomorrow night's show live on Paramount Network. We'll first welcome all of those viewers that are joining us on Bellator's YouTube and Facebook pages as you join us live on the island of Oahu here in Honolulu. We'll get this fighters on the scale in just a couple of moments. The proceedings for the weekend are all sanctioned and under the supervision of the Hawaiian Mixed Martial Arts Program. As we get set to get things underway, 2 title fights on the line this weekend. We mentioned the second title fight on Saturday with Elimele McFarland. Tomorrow night on Paramount Network, it'll be the rematch of the event that took place at Madison Square Garden. The lightweight title changed hands that night as Brent Primus walked away with the title belt. The rematch will take place tomorrow night as Michael Chandler tries to get that belt back for his third run as lightweight champion. Primus and Chandler in the main event tomorrow night for the Bellator lightweight world title. My name is Michael Williams. I'm the cage announcer for Bellator MMA. With me on stage, as always, Mercedes Terrell. We'll welcome Rich Chow and Mr. Scott Coker to the stage here momentarily once we get the fighters on the scale. We do have a great undercard, the prelim fighters, many of which from right here in and around Hawaii. So we'll start with the prelim fighters first on tomorrow night's show. The first prelim fighters to weigh in will be Avila and Piper. Let's put the fighters on the scale now. First will be blue corner. Let's please welcome to the stage Chris Avila. He'll be the first to weigh in, the fighter out of Stockton, California. As a professional, 5-7, making his Bellator debut. And official weight, 154 pounds even for Avila. And now his opponent making his Bellator debut as well. As a professional, he stands 10-10. He fights out of Waianae, Hawaii. Would you please welcome Brandon Piper? £156 even for Brandon, 156. And tomorrow night at Blaisdell here in Honolulu, there's your first fight in the prelims. It's Avila and Piper. Your second prelim coming up, it'll be in the welterweight division. We'll welcome first up to the scale the fighter out of the blue corner. Please welcome Bryson Bolauhau. Fighting out of Makaha, Hawaii, making his professional debut, his official weight, 171 pounds for Bryson. And his opponent also making his professional debut, a member of the first family of mixed martial arts. Would you please welcome Hobson Gracie. Fighting out of New York by way of Brazil. Official weight 170.2, 170.2 pounds. Once again, please put your hands together for Bolauhau and Gracie. And next fight up, prelim card. It'll be a catch weight at 150 pounds. First fighter coming up out of the blue corner. He making his Bellator debut, 3-3 overall as a professional. Would you please welcome to the scale, Caio Machine Gun Meyer. Fighting out of Hilo. Official weight, 150 pounds even. 150 pounds even for Caio. And his opponent from Cleveland, Ohio, undefeated early on as a professional at 3-0. All three fights inside the Bellator cage. Would you please welcome Taiwan Air Claxton. $149.7 for Claxton. And up next on the prelim card for tomorrow night, live on Paramount Network, we welcome first from the blue corner, fighting out of Hilo, Hawaii, 10-6 overall as a professional. Please welcome Toby Too Quick Misek. $145.9 pounds, 145.9 pounds for Misek. And now his opponent, 7-2 overall as a professional, making his Bellator debut. He fights out of Waipio, Hawaii. Please welcome Edward the Promise Thomas. 144.7 for Thomas. And your final prelim tomorrow night at Blaisdell, live on Paramount Network. Our salute the troops. Would you please welcome first out of the blue corner, making his professional debut. He fights out of San Diego, California, Nick Battis. $145.2 pounds, 145.2. And his opponent as a professional stands at 1-4. He fights out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Please welcome Paul Lopez. $145.4 for Lopez. And that is your prelim card tomorrow night at Blaisdell, live on Paramount Network. Again, for those that may just be joining us on the live stream on Bellator's YouTube channel and on Bellator's Facebook page, we welcome you to Honolulu, Hawaii. It's Bellator's debut here in the Aloha State. First of two of our weekend events kicking off. The prelims already on the scale and off, and now we'll put the main card onto the scale. We'll welcome Mr. Scott Coker to the stage as well for the main card fighters seen tomorrow night live on Paramount Network. First up, your first fight on TV on Paramount. It'll be featherweights set for 3 5-minute rounds. We'll introduce first the fighter out of the blue corner. Please welcome Sam Cecilia. At 16-9 as a professional, his third time in the Bellator cage where he's 1-1, fighting out of Spokane, Washington officially. Weighing in, 145.5 pounds, 145.5. and a Bellator veteran inside the Bellator cage at lightweight always until now. He'll drop down to featherweight for the first time. Please welcome from Lubbock, Texas, the Stallion, Derek Campos. Overall, 19 victories against 7 defeats. His official weight, 144.2 pounds. 144.2 pounds for Campos. Your first fight tomorrow night live on Paramount Network. And your second fight up tomorrow night on Paramount from the island of Oahu. We bring the flyweights to the cage, set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first the fighter out of the blue corner. Please welcome Juliana Vasquez. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Undefeated as a professional at 7-0. $124.6 pounds, 124.6 pounds officially. And her opponent coming off of her world title fight against Alimale. As most of you know, she's back in the Bellator cage overall. She stands at 7-2, 1-1 inside the Bellator cage. Fighting out of Medellin, would you please welcome Alejandra Azul Lara. And the Colombian fighter officially weighing in at 125.1 pounds, 125.1. And tomorrow night's fight card on Paramount Network, 5 total fights will go now to your third televised fight. It will be 3 5-minute rounds, featherweight set. First up on the scale, fighting out of the blue corner, his second fight inside the Bellator cage. Would you please welcome Daniel Crawford. Fighting out of Croydon, England at 10-2 overall as a professional. His weight, 146 officially, 146 pounds. And his opponent out of Long Beach, California. All 12 of his fights inside the Bellator cage overall. He's undefeated at 12-0. Would you please welcome the mercenary, AJ McKee. 146 pounds officially. 146 for McKee. And tomorrow night in the co-main event, we'll put heavyweights inside the cage. First up, if you'll welcome to the stage, to the scale, the fighter out of Porterville, California, a Bellator veteran. They call him Eye Candy. Please welcome Javi Ayala. At 10-7 overall as a professional. And the official weight for Ayala, 263 58.4 pounds. And his opponent, his second appearance inside the Bellator cage. Please welcome the veteran, the former heavyweight world champion, Frank Mir. As a professional overall, 18-12, he fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Official weight, 250.4, 250.4 pounds. And Frank Mir joined on stage by his daughter, Bella. A soon-to-be world-class grappler herself, by the way. And now we'll move to tomorrow night's main event live on Paramount Network. It'll be five-minute rounds for the Bellator lightweight world title. A rematch from the fight that happened in Madison Square Garden just about a year and a half, June of 2017 to be exact, Bellator 180. And they'll do it again. The title changed hands that night. We'll welcome the champion up second. We'll welcome the challenger for the title up now. Would you please welcome the two-time former Bellator lightweight world champion Iron, Michael Chandler. Overall, he brings 18 victories against just 4 defeats inside the Bellator cage alone. He's 15-4. Now out of Nashville, Tennessee, he fights out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The two-time former champion weighs in officially 153.9 pounds for Iron Michael Chandler. And now we welcome the undefeated, reigning and defending Bellator lightweight world champion at 8-0 overall as a professional. Would you please welcome the defending lightweight champion, Brent Primus. All but 2 of Brent's fights inside the Bellator cage. He's 6-0 with Bellator 8-0 overall, fighting out of Portland, Oregon. It'll be the first defense of his lightweight title, officially weighing in 154.9 pounds, 154.9 for the champion, Brent Primus. The first of our doubleheader weekend kicks off tomorrow night at the Neil S. Blaisdell Center here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Live on Paramount Network. For those that join us in the live streams, thank you for joining us. Mahalo, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Paramount Network. For those here live with us, the press conference live streamed, but live here on site, 1 o'clock. We'll reset this very room, and we'll get that kicked off again, 1 o'clock right here. Title fight for the lightweights tomorrow night live on Paramount Network, kicking off the doubleheader weekend here as Bellator makes its debut in Hawaii. It's the Salute the Troops, brought to you by Bellator and the USO. Thank you for joining us for the weigh-ins, and we'll see you tomorrow night live on Paramount Network. Mahalo.